Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is me once again, screaming into the void of the internet. Closing, and we're all here alone, so let's go ahead and talk about it. And boy, do we have some stuff to talk about, gents, okay? Listen to me, man. I love that they are always coming up with some kind of new way to shame you. You ever think about that? Listen, I don't go out of my way watching crap, trying to, think about, what is something I could say about a troon, about a trans testicle, about a wokey, or something like that. I already know, any kind of, jokes or fun I'll poke at them, even though I don't really do it, every day. I'm not some freaking troll in comment sections or watching YouTube videos and stuff like that, just trying to instigate crap and get a reaction out of them, trying to rile them up. I don't do that. But don't you find it fascinating that despite everyone calling you useless, despite everyone calling you, you ain't nothing, you're just slave labor and all this crap, you should just die, they're always finding a new way to try and shame you into something. And how fitting that the new term that they're using is the stay-at-home son. And the reason I'm going to talk about this is because some incessant cunts, two cunts, are going to sit around here and tell you about why you need to do something more, why you aren't enough, and why you should be shamed. Because the stereotypical thing is just like the standard NEAT operation. And let me make something very clear, guys. If you are a NEAT, I understand. I was a NEAT, and it wasn't my choice. I was breaking my balls looking for work, walking miles and miles trying to find work, and I couldn't find work. But of course, you think these cunts are going to say anything? Nope. And even though it is proven, especially if you're a Hugh White man, right, that DEI hires are literally designed to try not to hire you, that we should just ignore that and just keep looking harder. And look hard I did, because listen, like I said, I was looking around, I was walking for miles. Listen, I don't think people understand. I walked 5 miles one time to a job interview, and they wouldn't even give me an interview. They tried to say that, oh, that was just the AI. But these cunts are going to come on Guy Fawkes, that crap, Guy Fawkes News. Because listen, all I can think about with these goddamn cuckservatives and stuff like that, and this is why I hate them, there's no such thing as a cuckservative or a conservative, if you really want to call them that, because either way they're cucked or they're trying to con you, or both. There's no such thing as the right, in my opinion, or the left. They're two sides of the same coin. One's just more left, and the other's a little bit less left, but they're still both left, because the fact of the matter is, these same cunts, if you were to try and ask them anything about, say, the chicks, oh, no, zip it, they ain't gonna say a word. They will not say a word. They only say it because they know that they can get away with shaming men. Because men, for the most part, have just checked out. If we did what chicks would do and, gather together and riot and stuff like all, oh, no, yeah, it'd be different, but most guys just don't really care. Because we pretty much checked out, and that's just is what it is at this point. But I find it very amusing that, oh, stay-at-home son. And can I be real for a moment? So what if he's a stay-at-home son? So what? What if he's staying at home with his parents, but he's still working and stuff like that? What if he stays at home with his parents because he takes care of them? Listen, my friend right now, he lives with his mom. She just had a surgery. So living with your parents and looking after them, that's something that you aren't supposed to do. And listen, how fitting is it that chicks are going to tell you that, but then they certainly don't mind if they're stay-at-home wives or girlfriends. Then it's different, right? It's different. How fitting that these freaking cunts on the Guy Fawkes News, right, are going to sit around there with their little Guy Fawkes masks, just grinning and laughing at you, because that's what they really think of you. They want you to shut up, don't complain, accept how we treat you, go ahead and work, maybe get married, pop out some babies, make sure that you get divorced so that she gets the house and the kids so that they can freaking train them to be woke dumbasses that will obey the state to the freaking T. Yeah. That's what they want from you. And a lot of guys are catching on to that. That's why, listen, respectfully speaking, we just don't give a rat's arse. We don't. Why should we? What are y'all doing for us? Think about it like this, right? Think about it like this. What was it? I think, someone that they brought up from, the demon rat party was, some freaking land whale chick with colored hair, fat as crap, morbidly obese. That is someone that's going to come up and speak on behalf of you. And like I've said many, many times, a chick will never understand what it is like to be a man more than a man will understand what it's like to be a chick. We can try and reason about it, but we will never understand it. will never understand pussy privilege. Will never understand the ability to just have someone want to do stuff for me, just because they want to bang me or they like how I look. Will never understand the fact that at the end of the day, respectfully speaking, they will always have a support circle, even if they knew no one. Merely because of the fact that they are a chick, someone will want to help them. That is not so for us. That is not so for us. But if we call that out,
oh, you're just being a misogynistic little bastard. I hate you. You just hate women. You're bigots.
No. We're just calling it out. How fitting. Instead of actually talking to the younger men, instead of actually talking to men in general, not just younger, just shame them in typical fashion. And like I said, I'm going to make this very clear, guys. I'm always going to be on your side. Don't think for a moment that just because I'm over here working and busting my arse now that like, oh,
you guys just need to work harder. I'm just going to throw away all of those months where I couldn't find work.
No. I remember where I come from. Unlike a lot of these cocksuckers, whenever they get like into a position that's a little bit high and stuff like that, they just forget everything and they forget where they came from. No, not me. I try and look back at the past to try and navigate to the future. That's just me. I don't live in the past, but I look back at it and say, when I tried this path, it didn't work. Let me try this one. And vice versa, right? I love that old timers who do not have any freaking clue what you're going through are trying to tell you what you need to do. These cunts that would just walk up in a store and be working the same day, if not tomorrow, are going to try and tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. And listen, why do you think that is? Because respectfully speaking, they know. The fact of the matter is, that Social Security ain't looking too secure right now. Oh, yeah. All of this bullcrap that they're talking about, your bootstraps, boy, you need to go ahead and stand up on your own 2 feet. Get your bootstraps. Well, they're telling you that because they know that they can't stand on their feet for long and they don't want to. They don't want to. So they're trying to tell you so that you can take care of them. Let me be real. Let me be completely real. Even if I had a job, I would not make... Listen, if I could decide where my taxes go, none of this crap would go to freaking single moms. None of this crap would go to freaking sisters and ratchets and freaking ghettos. And it sure as hell wouldn't go to freaking boomers when they're sick. All of the crap that these cunts are going to tell me, but I'm supposed to be helping them. My taxpayer dollars are supposed to go to them. No. You get your freaking bootstraps, dumb arse. Why didn't you save up enough? Where's your bootstraps? No, well, I work for X amount. I don't care. Get your bootstraps, right? Because apparently you didn't care when we were looking for work and we couldn't find it. We just needed to look harder. So you look harder. I don't care if your freaking bones are made of glass at this point. Get your arse in the workforce. That's all you're supposed to do. Apparently, right? Because they listen, these people could not give a rat's arse about the complaints and stuff that we have. Listen, I talked about last video about how I was feeling the wear and tear. And listen, respectfully speaking, I'm just working a freaking standard, 8-hour shift, sometimes a 9-hour shift. There are mofos out here, whether in this country or other countries, working 16-hour shifts. Freaking South Korea's work culture and Japan's work culture is freaking barbaric. It's barbaric. These mofos don't sleep. They don't. 80 hours a week is the average. Just freaking slavery. But then they want to ask, well, why won't these young folks have children? Where is the kids, baby? We needs the kids. Well, they certainly don't really seem like they're enjoying life. They're just slaves. And unlike slavery days where dumb arses were just popping out kids, not even realizing, hey, listen, I don't think this is a good idea because our children are literally going to be born into bondage. But they didn't really give a rat's arse because, hey, sex was their high, right? Now we have a lot more stuff to cope with reality and stuff like that. And we go, you know what? I don't care how effed up things get. I'm not popping out a kid. Because it's not right to just pass on this freaking burden of servitude and poverty. If these cocksuckers do not want to give you a good work-life balance, then screw you. I don't care about your future because you certainly don't care about mine. I'm not going to be hurting about freaking not getting married or anything like that. I'm not going to be hurting. As far as I'm concerned, no wife, no strife. No wife, happy life. If I don't have kids to begin with, they can't get stolen from you in divorce court. Child extortion, not support. That won't exist if I don't have them. And even if I do have them, like I said, the only way I'm having them these days, the only way that I will have them these days is if I use surrogacy. That's about it. That's about it. Because that is the only way that I can guarantee that I can dodge all of this nonsense. Like I said, though, I don't think I'm doing it. Because the only way I'm doing it is making sure that that kid has an inheritance, right? That they actually can choose how they want to behave, not get brainwashed by schools and stuff like that. And I want them to actually lead a fulfilling life, not freaking wage cage all day. It's not what I want. Not for my kids. And that's what a lot of other people that are learning to think also want. They don't want that for their kids. So they don't do it. But all these cunts, the stay-at-home son, the loser, the incel, all of these men, they're just not good to pick from. Who raised them, you freaking cunts? Who raised them? Let me say this as a brother, a Blizzax, a nibba. What the heck ever you want to say. I don't give a rat's arse. Let me go ahead and say this right now. And god dang, they left a freaking dumpster door open. Let me go shut this while I walk around and say this. But let me say this right now. Let me say this. As a nibba, okay, looking at this culture or race, whatever the heck you want to call it, I don't call it race, I just call it culture. We were the first testing grounds where they decided to throw dads out the home. They offered the chicks a way to get money without the man. Hey, if you get rid of the man, we'll give you cash assistance. We'll give you food stamps. We'll give you housing assistance. And without hesitation, them freaking cunts threw the guys out. Right? And so they said, interesting. And they looked at what the damage that they did. At this freaking point, I don't care what anyone says. The Blizzax community, for the most part, has actively bred out intelligence. Because intelligence is not just something you're born with. It is something you cultivate. Right? And let me tell you this right now. They are not cultivating intelligence. Not by any means. They are not cultivating intelligence. They cultivate criminals. They're a breeding ground, a freaking cesspit of criminals. Because that's what gets the chicks. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the behavior that drives men, for the most part, because men do not want to think for themselves, and they're so led by pussy, is pussy. Yeah. That's what controls what they want. And when they see that they won't get it, if they do something correct, they'll do something incorrect. I'm just being dead or serious with you, man. They'll do something incorrect. It's not right. And that's what happened to the Blizzax community. But please don't count yourself out. You know, Mr. He White Man. You know, and I don't say that as a gray sister or anything like that. Not that I really care about stereotypes. But listen, they got those chicks differently. Because they have a little bit higher IQ. Still not the sharpest tools in the shed, but they still got them. How did they get your woman? Simple. Well, you see, it's so hard to be a wife staying at home. It's so hard. And when your husband is air quotes neglecting you, you know what that means, you know, not being home and giving you attention and compliments and all this crap, making sure that you have the most powerful orgasms known to man. Well, don't you think it's time for some good old no-fault divorce? But don't you worry. How will you get your money? Simple, you'll take it from him. The kids, you'll take it from him. The house, you'll take it from him. The car, you'll take it from him. Do you get the point now? Oh, yeah. They got them differently. You kick the man out using the law, and we'll make sure that you keep what he built. Oh, yeah. And they fell for that sucker hook, line, and sinker. So I find it very interesting that they go around here and talk about how, oh, these men is crazy. They ain't nothing. They're just awful. Who raised them? These freaking Beatles. One just popped me in the goddamn face. Who raised the man? Seriously. It wasn't me. It wasn't other men. It was chicks. They raised the men. They raised the men, right? And now they're complaining about what they got. Who would have thought that a chick that cannot ever really relate to a man will never really be able to raise a decent man? I don't mean a good man, okay? I don't mean a high value man. I don't mean a real man. I'm just talking about a man with some principles, a man with some dignity, a man with a sharp head on his shoulders. You want to know why I think a lot of chicks don't tell men about how effed up women are? Because they don't want men to end up hating women. And they know that if they tell them, a lot of men are going to hate them. A lot of men are going to hate them. So they don't want to tell them. They don't want to tell them. One thing I will thank my mom for is while she didn't tell me about how effed up women are, she told me, hey, listen, focus on school, focus on education. Don't focus on snatch. She didn't tell me explicitly why, she just told me. And listen, you figure out a few things. Getting a chick pregnant at a young age, you guys making it seem like, hey, this is the meaning of life and stuff like that. It's the end of your life and your progeny. If having kids is the ultimate point of life, then I would at least want the kids to be high quality kids, right? And what do I think high quality is? Again, good principles, good moral foundation, sharp head on their shoulders, aware of the world and how it tries to use them. But a lot of these suckers that just pop out to kids, irregardless, it's just quantity, not quality. Those kids aren't aware of how effed up the world is. Those kids struggle, and sometimes they just go along to get along. And they gotta do crime, they'll do crime, they'll do whatever. They'll do whatever. Because, hey, the moment that you put your nut in a girl, let's be real. Do you have any rights in the form of the state? Nope. If she wants to murder your children, okay? Your children, then she can murder them. It took two to make it, but only one can decide to kill it. But everyone wants to sit here and go, oh, the problems that the men have, they just need to get better. But good old Guy Fawkes News will never talk about this. No Cuckservative will talk about this. And you obviously shouldn't expect it from the left, because all they really want, whether they're Cuckservatives, conservatives, whatever the heck you want to call them, demon rats, libtards, all they need from you is your vote to try and sway the freaking shape of the culture so that they can either have it be some kind of freaking virtue signaling dominance in the form of the Cuckservatives, right? Or a freaking anarchist hell on earthscape where everything's just this androgynous nonsense of, oh, just do whatever you want, just be a degenerate. Oh, you feel like a chick today? Well, it's fine. Oh, you feel like a guy? It's fine. No. None of them actually really give a rat's arse about you. Heck, I think it's funny, because listen, my Uber driver, okay? I don't know how the heck he brought this up, but he just randomly starts talking about how, like, Trump is taking away student loans and how his daughter, went from paying, like, $300 to, like, $2,300. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, listen, number one, if you want to go to college, that's your choice, but why do other people have to pay for it? That's what I wanted to say. I didn't want to say nothing because I'm not going to really start that. I already have to go to work. I don't want to start it on a drama note. But why is it someone else has to do something for you? Why do other people need to cover your bullcrap? What for? If it's something that's actually serious, like, freaking health and stuff like that, I don't really see why anyone would not want their freaking money going to health, because it could easily be them, right? But if it's something like college, these same cocksuckers in college was like, oh, you ain't gonna be nothing, because, see, I went to college and blah, 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 blah. And now you're over here only paying $300 a month. You really think you're gonna pay that back when you owe, like, say, $50K, usually on average? Usually higher, depending on, like, what you studied for. Of course they're gonna freaking raise that crap, and they're gonna come for you. And hey, will you have any pity for me? No. And how fitting that he said it was his daughter. Because let me tell you something straight up, chicks own most of the debt. Why do you think they want you to be a pack mule so much? They want you to man up and fix their mistakes. I don't care if she had several kids from several guys. You go ahead and wife her up, says the church. I don't care if she has debt and all that stuff. You go ahead and pay that debt, says the state. The state does not want to take care of these chicks. They may give you the impression that they do. They want the chicks to vote, but they don't want to take care of them. When they make stupid decisions, they want suckers to come and get them. Don't be a sucker, guys. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. Prime example is what's going on in Ukraine. 500 plus million young men, some not even 15 years old, are being slaughtered. A goddamn genocide. What did those chicks do? They dipped. And as those men were dying, as they were bleeding out on battlefields and stuff like that, they're twerking. They're having parties. Twerking on graves. Freaking going across the freaking... all across the world. Going to like foreign schools and taking all these programs to shelter them. And they're dating other men while their men are dying. What are they even fighting for? The fact of the matter is that country, if you didn't know, before that war, was incredibly feminist. But the moment that the bullets started flying, well, feminism died. And that's what all of it really is. It's just something for convenience. It's something for superiority, to get special treatment that chicks use. And they know it. And they'll keep doing it no matter how much they see that it is causing damage. They'll keep doing it until something comes along, like war, to get them to stop. And then in standard operating procedure, oh, but a chick was getting snuggled. Meanwhile, they're not going to showcase all the freaking hell that the guys are going through. The drone bombings, the torture, all kinds of crap, right? The chicks getting snuggled. Most of the chicks got out. They got out. They got out. And they're over here offering themselves to all of these other guys right now because their men are dead. Look at how easy they feel. That's your loyalty. And nothing against you if you find Ukrainian gals attractive. They are pretty attractive. But nothing screams disloyalty like watching your own freaking citizens from the country that you hail from die, and then you're just going, I'm going to go twerk. I'm going to go find some new dick. That really screams loyalty to you? Really? And listen, this is all across human history. While they're telling you to man up and do all this crap, all they want you to do is be a pack mule. But you know, if you were at least a pack mule, then hopefully the idea is you're a good pack mule and you get treated well. And you make sure that you're getting your little treats, your apples and your carrots, your straw. They brush your freaking fur and all that good stuff. You get you a mare to mate with. All that good stuff, right? Instead, you're being the freaking pack mule that they treat like dog crap. They don't give you water. They don't bathe you. You're covered in ticks. You're covered in fleas. And they just keep putting more and more on your back. You're freaking bending down. Your back is arching because it's on the freaking precipice of snapping in half. But they keep packing more on you. They keep packing more. And they tell you, shut up, don't complain, don't say nothing. And this is why guys have checked out. This is why guys will continue to check out. Because at the end of the day, when all that you're seeing is a constant wave of shame, when all that you're seeing is, well, you just need to do more, when society is telling you and forcing you pretty much to feel like everything that could be done that is positive from you acting, we're going to punish you for. I don't care if someone's about to rape a kid. You don't heal that mofo. I don't care if somebody's doing something illegal. You let them go. Because they got Blizzak skin. You check your white privilege. All of the things that would actually improve this culture, the government is fighting you tooth and nail for. So that you can't do it. And then they're asking you to keep doing. Something's got to give. And trust me, it's given. The guys have stepped off. They've checked out. I've checked out. I have no intention on caring for a society that doesn't care for me. You know, sometimes I think about what my life would have been like if I went to the Marines and I didn't get rejected right out of high school. Maybe I'd be dead right now, considering what happened in freaking Afghanistan with good old Sleepy Joe. Maybe I'd be in freaking Ukraine. You know, maybe it was the freaking hand of God. I don't know. But I do know that looking at what I've looked at now, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go. I would have been dying for freaking tiny hat people. The good old apple juice, right? I'd be dying for apple juice. And I don't know about you, but yeah, this country that sees me as a disposable pack mule, that's not something I plan on giving my life for. Sorry, not sorry. And I find it very amusing that all these people want to talk about what we need to do, but they're not talking to us. And it's always coming from a cocksucker that's either a man himself, and he's a freaking pussy beggar, an orbiter, harping on whatever points that the chicks say because, oh, can I just taste a little bit of the pussy juice? You can peg me just so long as I taste some pussy juice. Or it's coming from a cunt herself who has no idea how it feels to be us. It's infuriating. But I had to come on and talk about that because, yeah, I find it very funny that we're supposed to listen to advice from people that don't know what it feels like to be us. About anything. Makes me sick to my stomach. Really does. But, in conclusion, boys, let me say this one more time. Take your life into your own hands and do whatever you're going to do with it. Within reason. I may not be a big fan of hedonism, but hey, listen. If you want to freaking do some drugs, you do your drugs. You want to freaking live in a storage unit and do the absolute bare minimum to get by, you do it. Whatever the heck you want to do. I'm not calling you a loser, man. You're just a man that checked out. You realize that the system was rigged. You realize that the system is unfair and it's screwing you in the arse. So why bother trying to go far when you can just do what's enough to maybe play video games, get enough money to see some hookers or something like that, and call it a freaking day? Just saying. Why sit around here and try and strive to be this air quotes amazing thing that you were told that you were going to be when you were a kid? And all that you see now as an adult is you are the problem for everything in this world. The toxic patriarchy, the toxic misogyny, the masculinity. You're the problem. I don't know about you, but yeah, I checked out. Listen, let me be completely frank with you, okay? Let's theoretically say that I get everything that I want in terms of this like AI robotics, and I can like design these freaking sex dolls and stuff like that. I won't give a rat's arse about the money. I don't care if I was earning like freaking 20K from that. I wouldn't care. Because it would be about the freaking message. Okay? It would be about the fact that I'm trying to level the playing field. I don't give a rat's arse about this money. I don't give a rat's arse about trying to get status symbols so I can like try and impress somebody. I can be happy if it's just on a freaking bed on the floor, so long as it's nice and comfy and I've got some video games and some technology, I'm fine. A little bit of money in my pocket for some, like, occasional meal, and every once in a while to go see a hooker, I'm fine. F this society. I don't owe it anything. The same way that they say that we don't owe you, even though the funny part is, you absolutely owe us, cocksuckers. We're not useless, no matter how much people want to believe that freaking chicks are just more valuable. If guys didn't exist, all this infrastructure, that's gone. That's gone. All of the jobs that nobody wants to do, but guys know that somebody has to do, that construction, the waste management, the freaking power plants, these nuclear power plants. Oh yeah, dumbarse. These electric power banks and stuff like that. All the crap that could go wrong. The electric lines, you see your little telephone lines. Do you know that there are men that have to climb those freaking towers? Yeah. There are ladders there. There are men that have to climb that and make sure that that maintenance is done. But you're going to sit around here and talk about, oh, we don't need you. We'll get along just fine. You can feel that way. It's your opinion. You got free will. You got autonomy. You can feel that way. The fact of the matter is, if guys disappeared, this crap's gone. It's gone within a month. It's gone within 2 months. We are more valuable than they ever let on. And that's why you guys got to know your worth. Don't sit around here and fall into the doom space. I'm not telling you not to be a doomer. I understand why you're a doomer. I understand why, you're black-pilled and stuff like that. But don't fall into the space where it's like, oh, guys are useless. Oh, no. Far be it from that case. No, far be it, no. These people would not have anything if we just stopped. They wouldn't. They wouldn't have anything. So in conclusion, guys, ignore this bullcrap. Keep doing what you're doing right now. Ignore it. And try and do what you feel is best for you. Whatever helps you cope in this freaking garbage world, do it. Do it. F these people. We should really just have stopped caring to begin with. And I don't know about you, but I've long since stopped caring. I don't care anymore. Whatever they got to say to me, that don't mean nothing to me. I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. Period. It is what it is. But I'm going to leave it there, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, as usual. I'm going to try and hurry up and call this ride. And hopefully, by the time they get here, it will have stopped raining, because this is going to be very annoying. But I will have to walk home, nonetheless. Thank you guys for listening as usual. God bless. I'll see you next time.